Hey guys, Universal here, back for another video, and in today's video I'll be going over the recent balance changes done in Fruit Battlegrounds. I will actually not only, if it's some of the like really new changes, like it's like an animation change or like a completely new mechanic, I'll actually show you guys in testing what it actually does. But first off, let's go ahead and start with Dark X Quake. They have the anti-Quake cooldown increased slightly because there was an infinite combo with the really slow M1s, but it was an infinite combo nonetheless. Neo Kurozu's stun got nerfed very slightly. It got reverted, so don't even worry about that. Actually, and then Neo Kurozu combo knockback reduced slightly to make it a little more consistent to be able to get your Quadra C Quake after Neo Kurozu into anti-Quake. So, you know, that's just a little slight buff to Dark Ace Quake's consistency. Ice V2 got an M1 damage nerf because it was doing like 13.8 for a 5-hit string. Disgusting. Piercing Glacier wind up increase because you could do Piercing Glacier after M1s, making the combo disgustingly long. Ice Skate now drains stamina a little bit, which doesn't really affect you that much. Ice Hail cooldown increased by 2 seconds, won't really affect you all that much. Ice Hail hitbox buffed, which is actually pretty nice for anybody who uses Ice V2. And then we have Ice Hail now guard breaks, which I'm gonna be honest, doesn't really affect that much. But I mean, it's something nice. I won't be checking tester chat right now. Next up we have Leopard. Predator Prowl now stamina drains. Predator Prowl cooldown is now increased. Predator Prowl throw stun is now nerfed slightly, and Predator's Prowl throw knockback increased. Predator Prowl just got a overall nerf because it's more of a running skill, and the fact that it can be used to stun trade for the people trying to catch you and stop you from running was a little outlandish, so it had to be done. Spiral Kick got a cooldown increase because you could loop 3 Spiral Kicks into a combo. I watched it for like a 900 to 1000 damage combo. And Transformation cooldown got increased because you used to be able to run out of mode, do a full entire Predator's Prowl, and then by the time your opponent finally caught you, you'd be able to remode up, basically making your where you're supposed to be vulnerable, your weakened state, you're never in it. Anyways, next up we have Love Heartthrob fixed. It's not fixed. It's not. I don't even think it's ever gonna get fixed, chat. I don't think it's ever gonna get fixed. Then we got Venom. Actually, ooh, should I be showing you guys like the things with like increased windup? I guess I should. Let me go into the testing server real quick. I got y'all. I should be showing you guys these things. I can't show you, like, I won't be showing you stuff like increased stun because, like, if it says increased stun, obviously you can just use your brain and just assume less stun. So watch out for how you do a combo. But I'll show you the increased wind up on certain skills. All right, so loading into the testing server now. All right, so if we come over here, to Ice V2. Now, what used to be basically instant in terms of Piercing Glacier, you actually, I'm gonna just click it, by the way. You have to go through that whole wind up of raising your leg a little bit before it slams down. That's the new freaking wind up animation on it. All right, anyways, back to the freaking nerfs and buffs. Venom Chloral Frenzy max hold time reduced in base because of the fact that, you know, people would literally, like, let me show you exactly what every Venom did to make this fruit deserve this nerf. This is what every Venom would do the second they ran out of mode. This little combination right here that made everybody hate Venom. Poison Storm, Hydra Cyclone, all the way to the ceiling where some fruits literally cannot reach, and then they would hold Chloral Frenzy and there was nothing you can do. But see, now I can only hold it for 3 seconds and then I have nothing to air camp. So overall, a pretty nice change to prevent Venoms from just air camping for all of eternity. All right, next up we got Dragon V2. Thunder Bagua cooldown increased. It wasn't increased that much. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Beast Bellow in lag increased slightly. So if you whiff a Beast Bellow, you are going to get punished. And if you try to do a Beast Bellow above somebody to get a cheeky combo extend, you're going to get punished. Bola Frenzy now stuns on jump with Flaming Torch. I will show you what that looks like in game because that's actually a really nice one. And Flaming Torch duration was buffed somewhat. And Flaming Torch or Demolition now drains stamina over time as you run. So let me show you guys real quick. Okay, let's go in the game. Let me hit this Dragon V2 pad. Let me transform. As you can see, my stamina bar, as I do Demolition, the stamina drains over time now. This is more of just like an anti-runner mechanic. It's really never going to affect you in a real match, I'm going to be honest. The only fruit this new mechanic really affects is freaking Light. Light gets cooked by it because you have 2 really good movement skills. But again, you can run like way too good, so it had to be done. Okay, see, if I do Bolo Frenzy, it stuns the dummy. See that a little 11 damage? He's stunned, and then he has to eat the freaking Bolo Frenzy. So you can only do this inside a Flaming Torch, though. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, all right, let's keep moving on down the freaking list. All right, next up we got TS Rubber. TS Rubber jet pistol aim glitch patch. It was like a glitch where if you looked away from somebody with TSR, then you did another move, your leg would fall through the ground and you'd be sliding. That got fixed. Culverin stun was fixed, so now when you finish a Culverin, they actually stay stunned properly instead of instantly getting back up. Elastic propulsion, Conga now have stamina drain, and Conga now has slight in lag when missed, so that way you actually have to commit to the skill if you go for it. Then there's Nika, Rising Bolt projectile speed buffed, Rising Bolt hitbox size decreased slightly, Gigant now has very short iframes at the end to prevent punishing. It doesn't. And then Transformation now causes knockback and slight damage to anyone nearby. That one's actually a really good one, so I will show you guys that one too. How does Toxic Geyser guard break? It guard breaks. Like when you reach the top of it, it guard breaks you. And you don't get, and the guard break doesn't last for very long, so it's a way better alternative than what it was before, which was halving the damage if you eat it. I mean, there's the need for rarities when it comes to how much effort is put into a fruit compared to another. You can't look at Chop and say it should be the same rarity as Nika. You really just can't. The amount of work put into one fruit compared to the other is just completely different. Anyways, let me show you guys the Gear 5 knockback. Now look, when I transform, it stuns him, and then it's gonna launch him away from me. Bam, it launches him away. He hit a tree, but he's stunned for that entire time until my transformation is done. And just like that, hey, you can finally transform with Gear 5 without getting absolutely cooked. Oh, also, by the way, just know when you transform, your Rising Bolt gets put on. Oh, this cooler mask goes hard with the white. Holy, that looks so nice. But this, your Rising Bolt and Spinning Top are both put on 1 to 2 second cooldowns when you transform to prevent you from using it to combo extend. So just keep that in mind. All right, anyways, let's keep moving on with the list. All right, next up we got Dough. Lotus Dough miss cooldown was increased by 2 seconds. So if you whiff a Lotus Dough, don't expect it to come back in the next 3 seconds so you can jab again at your opponent with a crazy stun trade. Buzzcut now drains stamina over time, will rarely ever affect you because who's holding Buzzcut over time? And an enemy's cooldown was increased by 1 second. Again, such a slight nerf that you'll barely ever realize it's there. Dragon B1 got a Draco Meteor damage nerf again because it was still doing too much damage. Tatsumaki is now blockable no matter which way the victim is facing, so it has 360 block, though the final tail whip still does guard break now instead of bypass, so it got nerfed. Next up we got Light V2. Solar Grenade wind up increased because it was way too fast before, like way too fast. Spearum 1 damage nerfed because again, way too much damage. Crushing Judgment stun freaking nerfed slightly. I have no idea why that's there. That is a lightning move. I have zero clue why that's there. Solar Grenade stun nerfed. It had to be done because it had way too much stun. Mirror Flight got an increase in its stamina drain. Solar Grenade cooldown was increased by 6 seconds. X-Flash now drains stamina on hold to prevent running. And X-Flash stun was nerfed. So now when you land an X-Flash, the only skill you can use to combo extend off of X-Flash is Piercing Shine. And Heavenly Descent lingering hitbox fixed. So like when they go up and you're blocking it, you can actually unblock immediately to run away instead of like how when you used to unblock it would still pull you up anyways. Next up we have Lightning. You have your projective burst now depends on, not projective burst, this says projective burst, but it's crushing judgment damage now depends on the number of orbs. So if you have less orbs, it'll do less damage, obviously. I think it's at like a 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% ratio. So like 60% damage if you have no orbs, 70% if you have 1 orb, 80% if you have 2 orbs, 90% damage if you have 3 orbs, and 100% damage if you have all your orbs. Also, let me see, max projected burst no longer guarantees the final hit if your victim walks out of the AoE while blocking. It does still have the anti-quake effect, right? So if you land the skill, like actually, even if they like get out of it, the last hit will still land. But now if your opponent blocks it and walks out, they'll actually get a proper chance to punish you. And then we also have Crashing Thunder cooldown increased by 3 seconds. Nothing too crazy. And then Soul, this is the great shift, the nerf that needed to happen. Scorching Sickle now guard breaks in base and bypasses in mode. Zeus Metal iframes in base removed. Base Enthrall Grasp now has wind up. Zeus Metal wind up increase. Crimson Pillar damage nerfed. Enthrall Grasp is now cancelable in mode. Zeus Metal is now blockable in base and guard breaks in mode. But here's the thing about it, guard breaking in mode. Once you block it once, you can just Soru out of it. So it has the absolute 0 effect. And then iframes when transforming were removed because the transformation is so short that it didn't deserve iframes. Then we have Ope, Shambles, Cancellation, Inconsistencies fixed. This did not happen. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the Shambles is just a really hard to cancel move, so it's probably gonna stay the way it is for a while. Gamma Knife damage nerfed slightly, and Hurricane Shock damage nerfed slightly. Overall, Ope still does disgusting damage and has some of the best utility in the game in terms of teleporting and having a free stun known as Mess. The owner said Zach said he's gonna work in a way for your opponent to be able to see when your opponent has your heart, and the heart's actually gonna get a time limit on when it disappears, because right now the heart like lasts for longer than Mess cooldown, which doesn't make any sense. Then we have Magnet. You can Soru while putting on metal arms. I'll actually show you guys that one in game because that's an easy one to show. Okay, I come over here, I come to Magnet, and as you guys can see, if I put on metal arms, I can Soru at the same time. Man, that's so peak. That's so peak. So now you're not a complete sitting duck when you're putting on your metal arms, and you know, just a little calm buff for Magnet, just a little calm buff. All right, anyways, back to Discord. We have Magma V2, Magma floor knockback buff because people were getting punished too much for it, and Mygo stun got slightly nerfed because it was so silly that you could hit Mygo, stand in front of your opponent for 3 seconds, and then throw out a move to combo extend. It was outrageously dumb. Outrageously dumb. But anyways, next up we have Quake. Slam windup reduced and the responsiveness improved. The aim is actually accurate now. Slam cooldown was increased to make up for the fact that it became a lot better. Slam damage was nerfed. Quake damage was nerfed, and Quake initial stuns was nerfed slightly, so you have to start your combo a little quicker with it. I'll show you guys the new improved Slam real quick. Where's this Quake pad at? Quake, here it is. As you can see, watch how quickly I go up and watch how quickly I go down. Slam is much faster now, so now you can actually catch opponents with it, making Quake not a garbage legendary anymore. It's no longer the worst legendary, maybe. I don't know. All the legendaries are really good, so it might still be the worst legendary. I have zero clue. The update just came out, so you got to give it time for us to figure it out. Next up, we have Gravity, Planetary Devastation Speed buffed. I'm going to be honest, this doesn't really help. It's like, it kind of helps, but it's still mid. Next up, we have Flame V1. It's not listed here, but Fire Gun got increased knockback now. Inkai now block bypasses. Fire Gun damage was nerfed slightly. Fire Gun windup was increased, and Pillar cooldown was increased. So the Fire Gun windup was increased, by the way, so you can't M1 into it because there was a one-shot combo that had to get nerfed. Paw pressure cannon knockback when block increased. So if you think about the Neo Red Hawk knockback when you block it, it's the exact same for pressure cannon. That way paws can't do the cheese strategy of pressure canning and it immediately go into a torture, and there's nothing you can do to avoid it. Pressure cannon actual knockback also got increased by like 20%, and Sumo Thrust Barrage got a cooldown increase because the combos were looping a little too much. Bomb got a Grenade Blaster max charge hitbox buff, and Leap knockback increased. I can show you guys how quickly the freaking bomb thing charges now. Let me show you. Let's say I charge a Grenade Blaster, right? I want you guys to see how far this goes. Watch this. Watch this. That's some range we are talking about when you charge Grenade Blaster. So, hey, if you want to get into becoming a bomb main, now might be the time. I'm trying to tell you, it might be the time. All right, next up, we got Gas. Suffocation travel speed was increased, but Suffocation windup was also nerfed because you could like M1 into every single move on Gas, basically, besides Combustion Gas. But you can get M1s off of Combustion Gas, which is also a problem. So, you know, it got nerfed slightly in exchange for a movement speed buff. Falcon, Wing Slicer flinging was fixed, like how whenever you use Wing Slicer, if you got hit, you would get flung to Narnia. So they had to fix that. That also got fixed with Dough and Dough Metal. Wing Slicer stun was nerfed very slightly to like make the combo a little bit more risky, the really disgusting wall combo, and Flying Talon knockback was slightly increased to stop people from getting M1s off of it. But I'm pretty sure if you're really techie with Falcon, you still can. Next up we have Sand. Desert Slicer cooldown was increased because there was a really disgusting like 1000 damage combo or something. It had to get nerfed. And then Swamp knockback was also increased. The Swamp knockback wasn't actually fully implemented properly, in my opinion, so I don't think it always knocks them back enough, but it knocks them back enough, like, sometimes to where they can't get straight M1s off of it, but it's kind of iffy. It's kind of iffy. But the Desert Slicer nerf is overall really good. And then Rubber, the most buffed uncommon fruit this update. Ragdoll added on the freaking Gear 2 jet pistol. Bazooka stun buff. Gatling is now unblockable. Gatling damage was buffed. Bazooka damage was buffed. Gear 2 now buffs movement speed, and Gear 2 Gatling windup reduced. I can actually show you some of these real quick. So I'm going to show you guys the difference between a Gear 2's movement speed and a regular person's movement speed. First off, actually, let me get Rubber first. Rubber. All right. So this is me running normally over there. Okay, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds to run all the way over here. I pop gear 2, run to that exact same distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes me 4 seconds to run there. So I'd say I'm about like 20% faster or something. Also, your Soru goes faster. So let me deactivate gear 4 or gear 2. My fault. Let me Soru. That's how far my Soru gets right here. So I started at that edge. So if I pop gear 2, I'm going to go past that edge with this Soru. Watch this. The Soru takes me farther. So yeah, overall gear 2 has faster movement speed, which is really nice. Your pistol's still really fast, has a pretty short cooldown as you can see. Bazooka got more stun, and Gatling is way faster now, plus it block bypasses. So overall, you know, Rubber got some much deserved buffs. So overall, it's not bad. Also, I forgot to mention one of the most important things with this update. They added hold click to M1. So now, whenever you hold your click or hold your trigger or whatever you use to M1, it'll do your full M1 string for you, so you don't have to worry about like ping delay or anything with how you're clicking. Anyways, on to the next fruit. We got Smoke. White Blow now guard breaks. Whiteout Stun nerfed. This is a typo, I'm not gonna lie. Whiteout Stun was actually buffed because it was absolutely garbage before, so it was buffed. And Typhoon Windup was increased because it's meant to be used after Whiteout, and it had to be a nerf because you could M1 into Typhoon, causing like a Smoke, like basically one-shot combo if you did it correctly. And lastly, but not leastly, we have Barrier. Bubble size was buffed. Bubble hold time was reduced. And I will go ahead and show you what this Barrier bubble looks like. Here we go. Where's Barrier at? Barrier. And now the bubble is huge. W bubble. We actually got a little dome of defense, bro. A little dome of defense. Why my boy look like Toto's pose, bro? But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for all the balance changes. Tell me how you guys feel in the comments. I hope you guys, you know, take the time to give your fruit a chance, because a lot of fruits got nerfed, a few fruits got buffed, but overall, I think the game is going to be in a pretty balanced state, especially with Soul finally getting taken down from its reign of terror as the #1 fruit in the game, hopefully. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope your fruit didn't get nerfed too badly, and I hope you're still really good with it. But yeah, anyways, that's it for the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.